Did you know that 90% of passengers leave perks worth hundreds of dollars on the table every time they fly? I'm talking about completely free upgrades, food, drinks, and amenities that airlines never advertise but will gladly give you, if you just know how to ask. After logging over 200,000 miles and 75-plus flights last year alone, I've uncovered the insider secrets that flight attendants, gate agents, and airlines don't openly share with passengers. These aren't gimmicks or tricks, they're legitimate freebies that are already included in your ticket price, but most travelers never claim them. Today, I'm breaking the code of silence and sharing exactly what you can get for free on any flight, how to ask for it, and why airlines keep these perks hush-hush. Whether you're flying budget or luxury, domestic or international, these hidden freebies will transform your next flight experience without costing you an extra penny. The hidden drink menu. You know that drink cart that rolls down the aisle offering the same boring options? Turns out it's hiding a secret. Most airlines carry way more beverage options than what flight attendants initially offer. I discovered this on a flight to Chicago when I overheard a passenger next to me ask for cranberry juice, which wasn't on the cart. The flight attendant smiled, reached into a hidden compartment, and pulled out not just cranberry juice, but also ginger ale, tonic water, and even chocolate milk. Here's the game changer that most passengers miss. Airlines typically stock 15 to 20 different beverages, but only display the most common ones. I've tested this on dozens of flights, and every single time there were secret drink options available just for the asking. But wait, it gets better. Did you know you can ask for the entire can of soda instead of that tiny cup with 3 ice cubes? Absolutely true. Just smile and say, "Could I possibly have the whole can, please?" I've never been turned down. For longer flights, especially international ones, you're not limited to just one drink service either. That call button above your head, it's your direct line to free refills. Just press it and politely ask for another beverage. The flight attendants are happy to serve you as many complimentary drinks as they reasonably can during the flight. And if you're flying internationally, most airlines offer complimentary beer, wine, and spirits in all cabins. Yes, even economy. I once watched a couple spend $24 on cocktails because they didn't realize alcohol was already included in their transatlantic ticket price. Don't make the same mistake. The hot water hack that savvy flyers swear by. Here's a freebie that can save you $15 at the airport and make your flight infinitely more comfortable. Unlimited hot water. It sounds simple, but this is my absolute favorite flight hack. I always board with an empty wide-mouth thermos or insulated cup tucked in my carry-on. Once we reach cruising altitude, I ask a flight attendant for hot water to fill it. They're always happy to oblige. It's completely free and available on virtually every flight. Why is this such a game changer? Because with hot water, you can create your own in-flight cafe. I pack tea bags, my favorite is soothing peppermint, instant oatmeal packets, or even cup noodles for longer flights. While other passengers are shelling out $7 for mediocre airport coffee that's cold by boarding time, I'm enjoying fresh hot beverages throughout my flight at zero cost. One flight attendant confided in me that the hot water on planes is perfectly safe to drink, contrary to some internet myths. The water used for coffee and tea comes from separate tanks than the bathroom water and is regularly tested for safety. Pro tip: bring an empty collapsible silicone cup if you're tight on packing space. It weighs nothing, takes up minimal room, and still gives you access to this amazing freebie. I've saved hundreds of dollars with this simple hack over the years. The snack strategy. Let's talk about airplane snacks. Those tiny bags of pretzels or cookies that hardly qualify as a meal. What if I told you that you could double or even triple your snack allotment on every flight without paying a penny extra? On a recent flight from Atlanta to Denver, I watched a flight attendant reveal the truth to a hungry passenger. We almost always have extra snacks. We just can't offer them to everyone up front or we'd run out. Here's how to work this system. When the snack cart comes around, simply ask, "Could I possibly have one of each snack option?" 9 times out of 10, the flight attendant will happily give you both the pretzels and the cookies. No judgment, no questions asked. But timing is key. If you ask too early in the service, they might worry about running out. The sweet spot is when the cart is about halfway through the cabin. By then, flight attendants have a good sense of their inventory and are more likely to be generous. For longer flights, here's a pro move. About an hour after the initial service, walk to the galley and politely ask if there are any extra snacks available. Flight attendants typically set aside leftovers there, and they're usually happy to share rather than throw them away. One flight attendant told me they're actually instructed to accommodate reasonable requests for additional snacks. The key word being reasonable. Don't be the person asking for 10 bags of pretzels, but a second or third snack? Absolutely fair game. The extra meal. Secret on international flights. If you're on a long-haul international flight, this next tip could be a complete game changer for your comfort. Airlines typically board extra meals for these flights, about 10 to 15% more than the passenger count, to accommodate any last-minute changes or special requests. What happens to those extra meals? If they go unclaimed, they're typically thrown away after landing. But here's the secret. You can often request a second meal service for free. I discovered this on a flight to Tokyo when I was still hungry after the first meal. I quietly asked a passing flight attendant if there might be any extra meals available, and to my surprise, she returned 5 minutes later with a complete second dinner. The key is to wait until the initial meal service is complete for the entire cabin. Then, simply approach a flight attendant in the galley, not during their break time, and politely ask if there are any extra meals available. Be prepared to be flexible about the meal choice. You might not get the same option you had initially. A former international flight attendant told me they almost always have extras of at least one meal option, especially on flights to Asia and Europe. If you're particularly hungry or the portion seems small, this simple request can make your long-haul journey much more comfortable. The special meal advantage nobody talks about. Speaking of airplane food, here's a clever strategy that frequent flyers swear by. Ordering special meals isn't just for people with dietary restrictions. It's a brilliant hack anyone can use. When you book your flight, most airlines allow you to request special meals at no extra cost. Vegetarian, kosher, vegan, gluten-free, and many other options. Here's why this is so smart. Special meals are always served first, sometimes up to 30 minutes before the regular meal service begins. I started requesting vegetarian meals a few years ago, and the benefits have been amazing. Not only do I get served first, but the meals are often fresher and better quality than the standard options. Plus, while everyone else is still waiting for their food, I've already finished eating and can use the bathroom before the line forms. The process is simple. Call your airline or log into your reservation online at least 24 to 48 hours before departure and request your preferred special meal. It takes less than 5 minutes but can significantly improve your in-flight experience. The entertainment upgrades nobody claims. Airlines have seriously stepped up their entertainment game in recent years, but most passengers don't take full advantage of what's available to them. Those seatback screens or airline entertainment apps offer way more than just the latest movies. On a recent United flight, I discovered they offer complete seasons of premium HBO and Showtime series, content that would cost you $15 to $20 per month to subscribe to at home. Delta has similar partnerships with Disney Plus and Hulu, while American often features content from Netflix. But here's what most people miss. Many airlines also offer free access to digital magazines and newspapers that would cost $5 to $10 per issue to purchase. On my last international flight, I had complimentary access to the New York Times, the Washington Post, and dozens of premium magazines. For parents, there's an even better hidden perk. Most major airlines now offer kids' entertainment kits on flights over a certain duration, usually 3+ hours. These kits typically include coloring books, crayons, simple games, and sometimes even small toys. They don't advertise these, You have to specifically ask a flight attendant if they have any children's activity kits available. Even if you're not traveling with kids, some airlines like United offer relaxation kits with items like eye masks or calming lavender wipes. Again, these aren't automatically handed out. You need to request them directly from your flight attendant. The Fast Connection Cheat Code. If you've ever stressed about making a tight connection, this tip could save your next trip. Airlines have a system in place to help passengers with short connection times, but they rarely advertise it, and you have to know to ask. When you realize you have a tight connection, anything less than 45 minutes is considered tight at major airports. Immediately notify a flight attendant. Be specific. I have a 30-minute connection to catch Flight 302 to Boston at Gate B15. Could you help me? What happens next might surprise you. On many occasions, they can arrange for you to deplane first, regardless of where you're seated. I've literally been escorted from the back row of economy to the front of the aircraft ahead of business class passengers because of a tight connection. For extremely tight connections, under 30 minutes, some airlines will even call ahead to your connecting gate to inform them you're en route, or in rare cases, arrange for transportation within the terminal. I once had a cart waiting for me at the jet bridge that whisked me to my connecting gate just in time for boarding. Here's the best part. If there are empty seats closer to the front of the plane, flight attendants will sometimes move you forward to help you make your connection. I've been upgraded to premium economy and even business class seats using this strategy. Not for the luxury experience, but simply to be closer to the exit door when we land. Remember, timing is everything with this tip. Inform the crew as early in the flight as possible, ideally during boarding or shortly after takeoff, so they have time to make arrangements. The mobile connection loophole. In-flight Wi-Fi can be ridiculously expensive. We're talking $20 or more for a few hours of spotty connection. But did you know many airlines now offer free messaging, even if you don't pay for full internet access? Delta, American, Alaska, and several other carriers allow passengers to use messaging apps like iMessage, WhatsApp, and Facebook Messenger completely free of charge throughout the flight. This isn't always clearly advertised. You often have to select free messaging when connecting to the Wi-Fi network. I tested this on a recent cross-country flight and was able to chat with friends and family for 6 hours without paying a penny for Wi-Fi. The catch is that you can only send text messages, no photos, videos, or voice messages, but it's perfect for staying in touch or coordinating pickup plans. JetBlue takes this even further by offering completely free high-speed Wi-Fi on all their domestic flights. I've streamed Netflix, checked email, and even joined a quick Zoom call, with camera off and using earbuds, of course, all for free while other airlines would charge $25 plus for the same service. To access these free messaging services, connect to the plane's Wi-Fi network, open the browser, and look for the free messaging option on the connection page. You'll typically need to provide your name and seat number, but no payment information. The kid-friendly freebies most parents miss. If you're traveling with children, airlines offer several complimentary perks that can make your journey significantly less stressful. But you need to know what to ask for. Most major airlines provide free kids' entertainment kits on longer flights, but they're often not automatically distributed. I've watched parents spend entire flights trying to entertain restless children with nothing but their phones, completely unaware that the flight attendant had a stash of activity packs just a request away. These kits typically include coloring books, crayons, simple games, and sometimes small toys. United's kit even includes a sensory calming strip, a textured piece of plastic that kids can fidget with to help ease anxiety. And here's a little secret. Adults with flight anxiety can request these calming strips too. Another overlooked perk, family seating assistance. Airlines like United and American now have policies ensuring that children under 12 can sit next to at least one accompanying adult without paying extra seat selection fees. This applies even to basic economy tickets, which normally charge for seat selection. If you're traveling with an infant under 2, ask about the availability of bassinet positions on long-haul flights. These special bulkhead seats have attachments for airline-provided bassinets where your baby can sleep more comfortably. These coveted spots are limited and go quickly, so ask at check-in, or even better, call the airline a few days before your flight. The seat upgrade strategy frequent flyers use. We all dream of that magical free upgrade to business class, but let's be honest, those are rare unicorns in today's flying world. However, there's a much more realistic upgrade strategy that works surprisingly often: the better economy seat technique. Here's how it works. Check in exactly 24 hours before your flight, when airlines typically release their premium economy or exit row seats that haven't been sold. If these seats are still available during check-in, airlines often make them available for free rather than letting them fly empty. I've scored exit row seats with 6 extra inches of legroom using this method more times than I can count. The key is to be one of the first people checking in right when that 24-hour window opens. If that doesn't work, try this backup plan. Shortly before boarding, about 30 to 45 minutes before departure, approach the gate agent and politely ask if any premium economy or exit row seats are available. By this point, they often have a good sense of their final passenger count and seat assignments, and may release better seats at no charge. One gate agent told me they're more likely to grant these seat upgrades to solo travelers. It's easier to move one person than a family. Frequent flyer members, even at the lowest tier, and polite individuals who ask during less hectic moments at the gate. The comfort kit you didn't know existed. Most people know that business and first-class passengers get those fancy amenity kits with eye masks and skincare products. What they don't realize is that economy passengers can access many of these same comfort items. You just have to ask for them individually. On overnight or long-haul flights, airlines stock extra pillows, blankets, earplugs, eye masks, and even basic toiletries like toothbrushes and moisturizing lotion. These aren't automatically distributed in economy, but they're available upon request until supplies run out. Some airlines like EVA Air, Turkish Airlines, and even United on certain international routes offer economy passengers slippers or socks for longer flights. Again, you won't see flight attendants walking the aisles offering these. You need to specifically request them. The medical kit you hope you never need. Every commercial aircraft is required by law to carry a surprisingly comprehensive medical kit, and flight attendants are trained to address minor health issues. While this isn't something you hope to use, knowing what's available can save you significant discomfort if you need it. Airlines stock basic medications like pain relievers, antacids for upset stomach, and even antihistamines for allergic reactions. They also carry bandages, antiseptic wipes, and basic first aid supplies. On a flight to San Francisco, I developed a pounding headache and realized I'd packed my pain relievers in my checked bag. When I asked a flight attendant if they might have anything for a headache, she quickly returned with 2 tablets and a cup of water. Problem solved. For more serious situations, every plane has a surprisingly comprehensive emergency medical kit that includes equipment like blood pressure cuffs, IV supplies, and emergency medications. While these require a licensed medical professional to administer, it's reassuring to know they're available if needed. Flight attendants can also provide basic sanitizing wipes for your seat area upon request. This is especially valuable since studies have found that tray tables and armrests can harbor more germs than a typical bathroom doorknob. I always ask for a wipe when boarding to give my seating area a quick clean. Those are 12 free things you can absolutely ask the airline for to upgrade your flight experience. Be sure to make the most of them on your next trip. If you find this video helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe to Journey Tips for more travel insights like this. Share your own airline freebie experiences in the comments. I read every single one. Thanks so much for watching. Safe travels, and I'll see you on the next Journey Tips.